All right. Am I live? I'm live. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Good weekend? We just had our first snow of the year here in Bucharest. Ah, old nappies. I think I should probably. Yeah, I think it's always a little bit choppy the first when I just get on the stream. Poor old girl. How's everyone doing? Yeah, I don't know if you heard because it's so choppy at the start of the stream, but yeah, we got some snow today. First snow of the year. Not even December yet. And welcome to another quiz stream, everyone. We're back once again with 8 rounds of trivia to test your mental metal. I'm your host, MJ from triviamystery.com. So say hi in the chat if you're on the stream, ready to go. Do we have any returning quizzes? Uh, Beer of the evening is the Gold from Bera Grivita, another another local brewery. Hey, hey! All right, we've got representatives from 3 teams saying hi in the chat already. Hey, Hugo, Liz, and Shane. All right, and if you do enjoy these streams, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and invite your friends to future streams. Um, the more the merrier, and it really helps us out, helps us to make more of these in the future. So while we're waiting for any remaining teams to arrive, let's run through tonight's rounds to see what we have in store for you. All right, so as usual, bit of a delay there, little bit of lag. As usual, round two. What are they teaching you kids in school, eh? Round three. Which way to Westeros? Round four. Robot Bops. Round five. Odd one out. Pretty self-explanatory title there. Round six. Face app flip flop. Who's that girl? Round seven. Off the top of your head. And finishing out with some more general knowledge as usual. All right, so that should be enough time for any stragglers to get onto the stream. And if anyone joins before the end of round one, I can just repeat anything they missed. As always, your answers are not locked in until you hit submit. And if for any reason your form closes or you close it by accident, we can give you a link to reach any individual rounds. So it'll be easy for you to get back to where everyone else is. Just let us know in the chat if you dropped off and you can't find the link to the individual rounds yourself. But that's enough chit chat for now. I think let's get straight into round one with some general knowledge. So question one is, oh, we've got a siren going past outside. We do live in the middle of a large city, so there's going to be some traffic noise from time to time. Question one. What percentage of the world's nations have had a female head of government or state? What percentage of the world's nations have had a female head of government or state? So the options there, 12%, 24%, 36%, or 48%. It's your 12 times table. It's a bit quiet in the chat, or I'm a bit quiet. I am a bit quiet. I'll move the mic a bit closer. Yeah. Okay, on to question 2. Hopefully, laptop makes it to the end of the stream. So, in 2001, the planet Mercury was discovered to have what? A tiny moon, a tail, a ring, or active volcanoes? I hope that's better volume-wise. I moved the mic a bit closer. So, which of those 4 things was the planet Mercury discovered to have? And if I am a little quiet on your device, you'll see producer Jessica popping the questions up on screen just underneath me there. All right, question 3. The aircraft carriers used by the US Navy are expected to see 50 years of service each. On average, how many times are they expected to need refueling in that time span? Is that once, 250 times, 2,500 times, or 15,000 times? So how many times does an aircraft carrier need to refuel in its 50 years of service? Question 4. How much of the world's cheese is stolen every year? How much of the world's cheese is stolen every year? Is it 0.05%, 0.8%, 4%, or 12%? So of the cheese produced each year, what proportion ends up stolen? All right, and the final one, question 5. According to Merriam-Webster, which of these is not a word? So the words there are coolth, umpteenth, unfaith, or normth. Coolth, umpteenth, unfaith, or normth. Which of those is not a word you'd find in Merriam-Webster? We've got to have something cheesy. We love to get some cheese into the quiz. So that is the 5 opening questions. Looks like I think we've only got 4 teams in tonight, so it should be a pretty quick one. Oh, 5 teams. Someone's joined us. I'll run through the questions then one more time. I think we had someone join us kind of after we'd started. So those questions are, question 1, what percentage of the world's nations have had a female head of government or state? There you can see 4 numbers there. Question 2, In 2001, the planet Mercury was discovered to have what? Question 3. How many times is a US aircraft carrier expected to refuel in its 50 years of service? Question 4. How much of the world's cheese is stolen every year? So, what percentage of the world's cheese is stolen every year? And question 5. Which of those is not a word that appears in the Merriam-Webster dictionary? All right, so a second to get those in, and we'll see how everyone's done. And yeah, okay, those answers starting to roll in now. How's everyone's weekend? How's the weather wherever you are? I know we've got people all over the UK and Europe. We're getting our earliest snows here. Is it looking like anything close to snow in London or Ireland or wherever else people happen to be right now? Wales, Germany. All right. Da, da, da. I think they should all be real words. Not snowy in Germany, not snowy in Ireland, just cold. See, at least when it's snowy, kind of feels like you've earned that cold. Although it was shit snow. It was like gross, slushy, didn't settle. All right. And what about Simpsons words in the dictionary? I was reading about this recently. Maybe I shouldn't natter on too much about it because it might work its way into a future trivia. But they've gotten a good few words into the dictionary. But there's some that you'd really expect to be in there that haven't quite made it. Because you need a secondary source. Like, it can't just be one piece of media that's used the words. Like, it needs to have been used again elsewhere. So there's a few like really big, really work their way into the lexicon Simpsons words that somehow still haven't gotten in the dictionary. Is that everyone in? Yeah, I think we're all in. That's 5 teams. Okay, lovely. So let's have a look at the answers then. Okay, so, oh, wait, no, I'm being told to wait. Um, I'm not going to do the answers just yet. Now I'm going to do the answers. Okay. I think there might have been another team that I didn't know about, but all the answers are in. So let's have a look at the answers. So question 1, 36% of the countries of the world have had at least one female head of state. So that was the answer there, 36%. About 1 in 3. You know, that's a bit higher than I expected. I thought things, the world in general is a bit more progressive than I imagined. Although some of those are probably like queens and stuff. Then in 2001, Mercury was observed to have a sodium tail. The existence, like a comet's tail, the existence of the tail had been theorized since the 80s, but first observed in 2001. It's the result of solar winds stripping sodium from the tiny planet's atmosphere. Then the next one, aircraft carriers in service in the US Navy these days are all nuclear, so they only refuel once in the lifetime or in the service life. So the refueling process involves like maintenance and like overhaul to the whole reactor. It takes about 2 years to refuel an aircraft carrier. But yeah, they only do it once. Then 4% of the world's cheese is stolen every year, which makes it the world's most stolen foodstuff. So easy storage, long shelf life, and ease and profitability of resale all contribute to this. Very, very easy to fence stolen cheese, it turns out. Restaurateurs quite happy to buy cheese that fell off the back of a truck. And finally, according to Merriam-Webster, coolth is the state of being cool or the opposite of being warm. Umpteenth is the latest or last in an indefinitely numerous series, and unfaith is disbelief. So the fake word is normth. Congratulations to all who got that. And let's see how the scoreboard looks after the first round. There we go. Okay, very close. Tough first round. Back in the tracksuit, in the first place with just 2 points. Everyone else tied on 1. So nothing really in it after that. That was a tough one. Some of them are very not intuitive. I mean, the nuclear sub thing or the nuclear aircraft carrier thing. Unless you thought, oh right, I wonder if they're nuclear. There's no way. You think it'd have to be at least. I mean, probably every day, wouldn't it? But anyway. We will get on to round 2. All right. So in this round, I'll be testing the kind of stuff that you learn in the School of Hard Knocks, University of Life, practical skills like fixing things, making things, or skills that could save your life. So basically, I'll give you a scenario, and there will be 4 things you can do in that situation. Some of them are things you should do, and some are things that you should not do. And for each question, there is at least one thing you should do and one thing you shouldn't do. But it could be 3 of one of the other, or 2 of each. You're going to get a point for each correct course of action that you choose, but you'll lose a point for each no-no. So beware of old wives' tales and stuff like that. So just to give an example, if I said the situation is there's a grease fire and your options are cover the fire, your correct options might be cover the fire with a lid or a cookie sheet, or pour baking soda or salt on the fire. Those are some correct options. And some incorrect options would be extinguish the fire with water or move the pot outside. Those are things you shouldn't do, because if you try and move it, you're going to spill burning oil everywhere. And I mean, don't put water on a grease fire. So you would get 1 point for getting the correct ones. You'd lose 1 point for getting the wrong ones. Your score for this round cannot go below 0, so you're not gonna go negative from this round. So don't worry about that. But yeah, just try to get the right ones. Try to avoid the wrong ones. So I think I've explained it, but we'll give question 1, and you'll see what I mean. Question 1 is, if you burn yourself, which of those should you do, and which of those should you not do? So your options are run under lukewarm water, run it under cold water, apply egg whites, or apply a dry cloth. So just choose any of those that are good to do. Lukewarm water, cold water, egg whites, or dry cloth. Has this ever happened to you? What did you do in that situation? Question 2 is if you need to jumpstart a car. So do you connect the terminals of the 2 batteries red to red, black to ground, red to red, black to black, red to black, black to red, or red to black, red to ground. Which of those is which of those will work and which of those are things you shouldn't do? So just choose the one or ones that are what you're supposed to do. And question 3. In the event of an earthquake, your options are hide under a desk or table, sit down, get in a door frame, or stand in the corner of the room. So get under a desk or table, sit down, stand in a door frame, or stand in the corner of the room. So which are things you should do, which are things you should not do? I can hear someone in our apartment building singing happy birthday very loudly. Happy birthday! All right. And then we've got question 4. If you run out of air while scuba diving. So which of those should you do? Which shouldn't you do? So we've got inhale the last breath of air, hold your breath and ascend. We've got ascend while exhaling the whole time. We've got attempt to share the regulator of your dive buddy. And we've got have your dive buddy breathe air into your mouth. So which are yes and which are no. Only choose the yeses. And the last situation is in the event you are attacked by a swarm of wasps. Your options there, run away in a straight line. Is it keep moving your arms around yourself? Is it play dead? Or is it hide in a body of water, jump in some water? So those are your 5 scenarios. Take a second to think, what are the yeses, what are the nos, and then get those answers in, and we'll see how many of you would survive out in the real world. All right. Anyone been in any of those situations before? And what did you do the correct thing? That's right. Select all answers that are correct. So if, for example, there for one of the questions, there are 3 things you should do and 1 you shouldn't, and you only choose 2 of the things you should do, you still get 2 points from that question. So you don't have to get it's just +1 for each correct thing you choose, -1 for each wrong thing you choose. So don't worry, like if you're like that might affect your tactics. Like if you're feeling very on the fence about something, you might choose just not to play that one. Question 2 was to jumpstart a car. So what's the correct way to jumpstart a car? Which method or methods would work in that situation? Red and black refer to the terminals. else repeated. Let's see how everyone did there. There were some tricky ones. I think there's a lot of these things where some people or that some information gets kind of spread around that isn't 100% correct. Yes, you can give more than one answer. So some of them you're required to have more than one answer. Some of them only have one. But there's anywhere between 1 to 3 correct things for each one. So some of them you could get more than 1 point as long as you choose, but as long as both of them are things that you should do. Yeah. So I don't. Maybe I assume there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, but yeah, as I said, that is exactly correct. If there's more than one that is the right thing to do, you can choose more than one thing. So some of them, there's one correct thing. Some of them, there's two. Some of them, there's three. Anywhere between 1 and 3 correct things per scenario. And you get 1 point for each correct thing you choose. You lose 1 for each wrong thing you choose. So if one of the questions has 3 correct things and you choose all 3, you get 3 points for that question. But if you chose all 4, you would be subtracted a point for choosing the wrong one, and you would get 2 points. So hopefully, I think we did run around in this format once before, but obviously there are some new quizzes here tonight. Now, yeah, as you can see in the chat, every question has at least 1 correct and 1 incorrect answer, but the exact balance is different for each question to make it more unpredictable. So we're just waiting on one last team. So get your best guesses in. Button. Oh, connection went a bit weird there. Yeah, just hit submit now, guys, and we'll see how you've done. Hopefully, you'll get some real life applicable knowledge from this round. The only one of these situations that I have been in myself, well, not including like small burns, is earthquake. And every time I've been in an earthquake, they've been kind of short ones. So I've just like had no time to react and apply any kind of knowledge about earthquakes before it was over. All right, so I think everyone is in. Let's run through the answers. So, first of all, the burn. Prolonged exposure to cold water can cause tissue damage, and egg whites would introduce infection. So, it's recommended to run the burn under lukewarm water or to protect it with a dry cloth. So, each of those two would have got you a point, the other two would have lost you a point. To jumpstart a car, you should connect the 2 red terminals and ground the black terminal of the battery, which is getting the jump. So that's the only one that would have got you a point there. The others can damage the battery or even they can cause electrical surges, cause fires, or just not do anything, depending on which of the others you chose. But yeah, just that one for getting the point. Then, if you're indoors during an earthquake, the two biggest immediate dangers are you falling down or something falling on you. So you should get low, sit down. You should get under something like a table, a heavy table or desk, or just get out of the way. So go stand in the corner. There's actually, even though it was like, it's kind of like a kind of bit of popular knowledge, there's no evidence to suggest that standing in a doorway does anything to help you in an earthquake. All right. Then we've got scuba diving. If you run out of air while diving, your first course of action should be to try to share your diving buddy's regulator while you both immediately ascend at a safe rate. But failing that, if you've gotten separated from your buddy or you're lost, you should ascend quickly while exhaling the whole time. You should basically be like screaming as you go up, making sure there's just absolutely no way any pocket of gas could be trapped anywhere. Um, so holding your breath can lead to painful or even fatal decompression injuries. It apparently used to be like taught and recommended that your diving buddy breathe into your mouth, but oh, that's just use their regulator. That's designed to give air to your lungs under pressure. Um, all right. Then the next one is the swarm of wasps. So finally, if you are attacked by a swarm of wasps, your only option is to run away as fast as you can. Don't play dead. They're not bears. They're just gonna keep stinging you, even if you're actually are dead. They'll keep stinging you. Don't wave your arms because you're just gonna make them mad. Don't hide in water. They have more patience than you have ability to hold your breath. Yeah, just run in a straight line. They're not crocodiles. You're not gonna trick them by running in zigzags. They're tiny and they fly. They have a nothing turning circle. So you just want to run straight away as fast as you can. And yeah, so that was the only correct answer there. And let's have a look at the scoreboard after that. So with some of them giving points, some of them taking away points, it could be a pretty wacky scoreboard. Oh, we've got a nice spread. Well, after several very close weeks in a row, might be. I mean, it's too early to say. Obviously, still 4 points in it. But back in the tracksuit, out in the lead, the sole lead. Then Yummy Desserts and Manica tied 1 point behind on 4. Cornmax Enterprises with 2 points. Walrus and the Carpenter with 1 point. Yeah, so remember these lessons. They could save your life. And on to round 3. Which way to Westeros? Okay, this actually isn't going to be questions about Game of Thrones, in case any of you got your hopes up there, in case you thought, wow, I know a lot about Game of Thrones, I'm going to do great. No, it's a picture round. We're going to show you 5 maps of fictional places with the place name removed. The main place name, you'll see, like, if you zoom in, you'll be able to find smaller place names, places within the place. So those might be clues. So what we want to know is, where is this a map of? So you'll just type your answers in. So let's have a look at the first map. Oh, 2 points. That would be, what's your team name, Rupert P? If this is Cleo's team, I don't know how our like automatic scorer just, it seems to single you out every week. I promise we're not doing that to you on purpose. It's all like most of the rounds are scored by computer and somehow always seems to get Cleo's team. We will definitely recheck those during the interval between rounds 4 and 5 though, just to make sure. Walrus and the Carpenter. Okay, yeah, that we'll check that during the interval, and we'll let you know afterwards. But yeah, so let's take a look at the first map for this round. and it's in your form as well. So should, I don't can they zoom in? I don't know if you can, but from what you can see, try and guess where it is, and just type your answer in. All right, and on to the second map. And you go look for clues. You look at it, you can kind of get a vibe of like, even if you don't know exactly what it's from, you get a vibe of like the kind of story it's from. So, let your mind wander down that path. And have a look at the third fantasy map. Oh, quite a intricate one. Seems to be a smaller scale map than the last two. Kind of a map of a single property. And let's have a look at the next map. Nice and colorful. So obviously, when it comes to like maps of fictional places, we've seen some different approaches here. Obviously, some people like to go very much like how geography and geopolitics tend to actually divide up lands. And here we've got something completely different. And let's have a look at the last map. And again, something a lot more kind of fantasy, not so much a tool for accurate navigation, more of an artistic piece. So yeah, just give us the So do remember that you lost points for wrong choices on that round. So that if there's any confusion in the scoring, the previous rounds, no losing points for guessing wrong on this round. Don't worry. Yeah. So we want to know the name of the place, not the name of the story. So before you submit anything, name of the place it's a map of. So no names of stories, movies, books, main characters. Just the name of the place that it's a map of. So let's. What's everyone's feelings like when you open a book, when you open a novel, and you see a map or even several maps in those first few pages? Do you see? Is it dread or excitement? What's your opinion on that type of literature? Oh, I can't see the spreadsheet for this one. I can't spreadsheet watch. Sometimes get a bit obsessive watching the answers roll in. You hear me? I think my stream's gone very laggy. No, I'm back to normal. For people who are into like fantasy. Do you ever like? Do you find the maps useful at all? Do you ever like find that like the characters are traveling from one place to another, and you're like, oh, I think I'll just consult the map, and so to better visualize this journey. I'm not like so personally. I'm not very map minded. I don't have very good spatial intelligence anyway. I get lost in cities that I've lived in for years. Um, so it doesn't really help me, even though I do often enjoy reading that type of book. And the maps are often very pretty. I don't find that they giving me a better look into the fictional world. I think we're still waiting on one or two teams. Definitely, some of these easier than others. All right, sorry, little consultation there over whether a certain answer was going to get the point. We're feeling generous. Still waiting on one more team. Yeah, I think. Oh, we've got a map fan. I think so. The chat seems to be pro map. I mean, I like them. There's a bit of flavor. Like the mood is there, but like I'm definitely not like getting halfway through a chapter and flicking to the front of the book to check out the map. But just set it like kind of getting you into the right frame of mind. I can see that, and some of them are very nice pieces of art in their own right. Let's. I think all the teams are in now, so we'll go through them all one more time. Let's have a look at the first map again. So probably the easiest one. It's got a big fuck off lion on it. Yeah, it's Narnia. It's Aslan at the top there. So some non-geographical features of these maps are kind of giving you some hints. This one looks very kind of like a pirate's treasure map, and it's from Treasure Island. I think most teams did pretty well in this round. This is a map of Hogwarts. Uh, and it's actually, I think one team said the Marauders map. We gave the point because we did not say don't give us the name of the map. So yeah, you get the point for that. So there are no points for Harry Potter or that, but Hogwarts is the map was of Hogwarts. But you did get the point from Marauders map. Then this one, a lot more unrealistic as map designs go. You can kind of see Munchkin country there in the blue section. Little kingdom divided into northeast, southwest. It's Oz. And this again, we've gone kind of not very geographical on this one. It's Neverland, another kind of pirate treasure map, but it's Neverland from Peter Pan. Lovely. Yes. Who doesn't like a map? I think strong round for everyone there. 2 and 3. Well, it was the stream chopping up. 2 was Treasure Island, and 3 was Hogwarts. So Treasure Island from Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, and Hogwarts from Harry Potter. All right, and that takes us up to round 4. Robot Bop. We've got the scoreboard first. Damn! Oh no, I thought we were gonna not have a tie break, but we actually have a very tight one on our hands again. Back in a tracksuit, Yummy Desserts and Nanika, 9 points apiece. Then we've got Cormax Enterprises, 2 points back on 7. Walrus and the Carpenter on 6. So just 3 points in it from top to bottom. Very, very close stuff indeed, especially for those top three. I believe Annika's team and Shane's team were both participants in one of our tie breaks a couple of weeks ago. Could it be a rematch? Shane has been to the tie break 3 weeks in a row and lost each time. Can he make it 4? He did say he's like the Buffalo Bills of this quiz, and this week could really bear that out. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, round 4 is our music round, Robot Bops. So we've given some of text-to-speech software's finest robot performers some popular songs to sing. Take a listen and give us the name of the song and the original artist. So 10 points up for grabs in this round. That's right, 10-point round. Going into the interval could really open up the game with so many points up for grabs. So there are links to the audio clips in the question form. So we'll go to the interval after this round and you'll be able to listen to them, give you a couple of minutes to figure it out. But let's hear song number 1. Remember, we want the artist and the song title.
I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. Our little group has always been, and always will until the end.
All right. Oh, Australian. I enjoyed playing with the accents of the different text-to-speech softwares. Yeah. Also, make sure you check which box is labeled artist and which one is labeled song title. Just don't get that mixed up. Let's have a listen to that first one again.
I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. Our little group has always been, and always will until the end.
All right. So type in your guesses. Wait for the stream to catch up. Let's go on to question 2.
He bagged production. He got walrus gumboot. He got Ono sideboard. He won spinal cracker. He got feet down below his knee. Hold you in his armchair. You can feel his disease.
How's the sound level on these? Too loud? Too quiet? Just right? Yeah. So the clip's there, so you can listen to it again at your leisure during the interval. So I think we'll play each one once. I think don't want to be here all night. So let's move on to the third audio
Just
clip.
think, while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this sick beat.
All right. Do you recognize the song? Artist and song, please. Good sound level? Okay, so that's good. That's good. Let's hear clip number 4.
He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track. Oh, the engineers would see him sitting in the shade, strumming with the rhythm that the drivers made. The people passing by, they would stop and say, oh my, what that little country boy could play.
That sounds like, reporting from Westminster. And finally, the 5th clip.
I'm a young money millionaire tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease like a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak the sheet of the tablet in my mind. Cause I don't write shit, cause I ain't got time, cause my seconds, minutes, hours go to the almighty dollar and the almighty power of that shit chopper.
I think the stream lagged a bit during that one, so we will play that one a second time.
I'm a young money millionaire tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease like a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak the sheet of the tablet in my mind. Cause I don't write shit cause I ain't got time. Cause my seconds, minutes, hours go to the almighty dollar and the almighty power of that shit chopper.
All right. So this one, like the music rounds, the media rounds usually take a bit more time to think about. Maybe you want to re-listen. So we're going to give you the length of the interval to make your decisions. So that's about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll stick the 30-second countdown on the screen when we want you to submit whatever you've got filled in at that time. So keep an eye out for that. And otherwise, if you think you got those all real quick, use the interval to go make yourself a cup of tea, whatever you want to do. Yeah, see you in a couple of minutes. Okay, guys, still just waiting on a couple more teams. So we're going to stick that 30-second countdown clock on. So just type in your whatever guesses you haven't typed in yet and hit submit. All right. So everyone's in, I think. Are they? I can't see the form. Gonna wait on Jessica to confirm. Yes, everyone's in. Fantastic. All right. So let's run through the answers. I don't know. Do we want to play them again? Sure, let's play them again. So first one.
I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift I feel blessed. Our little group has always been, and always will until the end.
All right. So that was "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana. I think people in general did pretty well in this round. I think we've got. Yeah, we saw that. We took your second submission because we kind of figured it would be a baby situation. And let's hear the second clip again. So that first one was Nirvana, "Smells Like Teen Spirit." Let's hear the second one.
He bagged production, he got walrus gumboot, he got Ono sideboard, he won spinal cracker, he got feet down below his knee, hold you in his armchair, you can feel his disease.
All right, that was "Come Together" by the Beatles. Next one.
Just think, while you've been getting down and out about the liars and the dirty, dirty cheats of the world, you could have been getting down to this sick beat.
All right, and that one was "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift. The little speaking break that she sticks in a lot of her singles for some reason. Then number 4.
He used to carry his guitar in a gunny sack, go sit beneath the tree by the railroad track. Oh, the engineers would see him sitting in the shade, strumming with the rhythm that the drivers made. The people passing by, they would stop and say, "Oh my, what that little country boy could play."
All right, is the stream okay? Some weird stresses on some syllables there. Yeah, I think just in case, I think the stream broke up a second there. It was "Johnny Be Good" by Chuck Berry. And the last one.
I'm a young money millionaire tougher than Nigerian hair. My criteria compared to your career just isn't fair. I'm a venereal disease like a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak the sheet of the tablet in my mind. Cause I don't write shit, cause I ain't got time, cause my seconds, minutes, hours go to the almighty dollar and the almighty power of that shit chopper.
That was Lil Wayno, or Bloody Millie. Yeah, it was a Millie by Lil Wayne, but by an Australian robot. I've moved on to another Berra Gravita for the second half, this time the Black Lager. And let's see how that affected the score. I think it was pretty high scoring all round, so I imagine it's going to be pretty close still. It has opened up a little bit. So everyone did well, but some did weller than others. And that puts Manika out ahead on 19 points with Back in a Tracksuit and Yummy Desserts just behind, joint second with 17 points. Orson, the Carpenter, and Cormac's Enterprises have fallen back a bit still within a point of each other, so it's going to be a tussle for fourth place. And of course, it's still time for either team to come back. Cornmax Enterprises almost pulled off an amazing comeback last week. Fell short at the final round, but that was almost the story of the night. But we will get on to round 5. Odd one out. This is the round where you get to draw. So what we're going to do is show you an image with 4 objects, animals, or people. You just need to circle the odd one out based on the criteria that I give you. So for those of you who haven't played when we've done the drawing rounds before, you can change the color of the pen using the toolbar at the top. You'll see a little toolbar. And you can also correct mistakes using the undo button, the little backwards arrow on the same toolbar. So please like change the pen to a color that really, like a bright color that stands out, like bright pink or, you know, cyan or something like that. Because this round is marked by eye, and it just makes it go a bit faster if Jessica can really clearly see what you've selected. And yeah, I recommend fixing mistakes using the back button, because if you use the eraser, it's just going to put a big white line there. It erases the actual picture as well. So yeah, let's have a look at the first picture. Okay, so the odd one out criteria is which is the only one that cannot float or does not float in water. Got 4 fruits there. Circle the one that does not float in water. Okay, and the second picture. All right, we've got 4 famous paintings there. Please circle the other one out. The only one that is not by a Dutch artist. Please circle the only. Yeah, I think you did well on the drawing round before, didn't you? Yeah, circle the only painting which is not by a Dutch artist. All right, third picture. All right, please circle the only flag which is not the flag of an independent nation. Oh yeah, we've had a Dutch team playing with us the last few weeks, but they are unfortunately not here for the Dutch painter round. Yeah, so which of those flags is the odd one out by being the only one that is not the flag of an independent nation? And the next one. All right, which of these, we got 4 comic book villains here. Circle the only one that is not traditionally an enemy of Batman. Which of these is not a Batman villain? That's the odd one out. Not a Batman villain. And the final one. We've got 4 animals here. Please circle the only one there which is not venomous. The only one of these animals which is not venomous. But yeah, you destroy your circles once you think you know which the odd one out is for each of them. Hit submit, and we'll see how you've done. So we're cycling them through once again. So the first one, which fruit does not float in water? Next one, which painting is not by a Dutch artist? Which flag is not the flag of an independent nation? Which is not a Batman villain? Which of these characters is not a Batman villain? And which of these animals is not venomous? All right, so those answers in. If you have any questions about how those forms work, or if you're having any problem getting them to work, just mention it in the chat. We should be able to talk you through it. Sometimes, I don't know, it can be a little bit fiddly. Also, they didn't, when we were testing the forms this week, it didn't ask us to enter the captures or recaptures, but they might do. Sometimes with the image-based rounds, they'll ask you to do a little capture at the end. Don't know why. All right. Upstairs is starting to kick off. This guy upstairs, I mean, clearly it's someone's birthday because they were singing happy birthday earlier, and that would be weird. But also it's like big party time in Romania anyway because of St. Whichever day it is. What's the Saints' Day? It's a question later on anyway, so I shouldn't talk too much about it. And tomorrow is National Unification Day, so it's party times. All right, so we're just waiting on a couple of teams. He's just not usually partying at this time on a Monday. It did, yes. It looks a lot like it, doesn't it? But it is, in fact, an animal. Is it a venomous animal? That's what you need to work out. How often Donald Trump crops up in our trivia, but he just, he's often irrelevant. All right, still waiting on a couple of teams. Let's get those answers in, guys. We'll see if Manica have managed to hold on to their lead. Definitely a range of different areas of knowledge being tested here. Flags, if you're a flag person. Comic books, venomous animals. Even though it's all odd one out, there's all the area of knowledge is all over the place. So I don't think any team will have any particular advantage. Be interesting to see how it goes. All right, so I think all the teams are in. So if Jessica can do two things at once, let's see if we can have a look at the answers. So first, what fruit doesn't float? It's grapes. Grapes don't float. Apples, bananas, and oranges all float. If you've been bowling for apples, they float. Oranges and bananas both have those lots of fats and spongy skins. Grapes will float in a glass of champagne, but not in water. So I did specify water. Oh, there we go. Confidence coming through here. Let's have a look at the next one. Oh, yeah, so we had Night Watch by Rembrandt, Go of the Pearl Earring by Vermeer, Night Cafe Terrace, or whatever, wherever it's called, by Van Gogh, and the Hay Wain by Constable. He is English, he's not Dutch, so that was the correct answer. We had from top left is the flag of Cuba. Bottom left is Chile. Bottom right is Liberia. Top right, the circled one, is Puerto Rico. So Puerto Rico, territory of the United States. So that was the answer. Yeah, I still can't believe we did a Van Gogh question when the team of the Dutch team who called themselves the Van Goghs, who've been playing with us the last few weeks, were not present. I can't believe it. What a shame. But let's have a look at the next one. Oh, it's just started snowing in Germany. I wonder if you got the same snow system. Probably not. Europe's quite big. Okay, yeah, so we have the chap in yellow and orange is Catman. The guy who kind of looks like the Thing is Clayface. And the Man-Bat is Man-Bat. So they are all from the Batman's Rogues Gallery. And the vampire guy is Morbius the Living Vampire, who is a Spider-Man villain. And now kind of I mean, they've all probably been I think every single villain in comic books has been an anti-hero in their own series at some point. You can't just like make a villain, because you make a villain and they're cool, and then kids like the villain, so you have to make a series where they're the anti-hero. But anyway, that's Morbius Living Vampire. He's from Spider-Man. And finally, yes, we've got the Trump hair caterpillar. It's the flannel moth caterpillar from South America is venomous. The European mole has a mild venom, which it uses to paralyze worms. And then we're left with the coral snake and the milk snake. So if you can remember the little rhyme, red touches black, venom lack. Red touches yellow, killer fellow. So yeah, we can see the red bands are adjacent to the black bands. It's a harmless milk snake. I think that rhyme is not always true, because there are other species of venomous snake that do not conform to it. And also there are like regional species of coral snake throughout the United States. You've got like Arizona coral snakes, Texas coral snakes, Florida coral snakes. So some of them it works, some of them it doesn't. Okay, so how's everyone doing at this point? We've got Yummy Desserts and Manica tied for the top spot, 21 apiece. Back in a tracksuit, 1 point back, 20 points. And then Cormax and Walrus tied in the back, 14 points each. So there's battles going on at the top and the bottom. We're seeming just torturously close to another tiebreaker. And let's have a look at the next round. So this is Face App Flip Flop. Let's see the graphic, because it's disturbing. That girl is me. Let's zoom in. Yes, that is Lady MJ. What we've done here is we've taken pictures of 5 celebrities, and we've run them through the gender swap function on Face App. So we've just seen me there, but for example, we can see producer Jessica. For those of you who don't know her, that's her alternate universe counterpart, producer Jeffrica. So you get the idea. We're going to show you the calm down. Okay, we're back to normal. Yeah, so you get the gist of it there. We show you this face swap version. You tell us who the celebrity is. I'm getting kind of a greenish tint here from the tablecloth. That's better. So let's have a look at the first picture. Who is that face-apt celebrity? So, picture of a man. So, face-app has altered a picture of a famous lady. All right, have a guess. Some of these are pretty obvious. Some are a bit more difficult. Some people really really make the switch very seamlessly. Okay, who's that? Who got face apt? Have a guess. They look confused. All right, next one. All right, who got face apt in this one? What famous figure did we swap? All right, fourth one. Who's that? Who got face apt here? And our final face apt celebrity of the round. Oh, okay, yeah, stream specs are normal. But you've got a few seconds there to see that last face app picture. All the pictures are in your answer forms anyway, so you know the premise. Get those answers in. What's the best? What's the best filter on FaceApp? They made it now, so you don't have to buy the pro version. You just watch an ad. So that's handy. Everyone went crazy for the age changer. Might use that for a future round of this. Although I feel like people would be more recognizable. I think this is kind of the sweet spot. We did try merging two celebrities together, and it was impossible. It just makes a third person who just looks completely different to either of the original people. They were all just like impossibly hard. I feel like several of these are gettable with like a range of difficulty. I feel like the age changer might be a little bit on the easy side though. Let's see, we've got a couple of teams in. Some of them, like, when we show you the answers, you'll be like, ah. But yeah, yeah, I don't know if any of that's picking up on the mic, but we've got a live one. Oh, maybe they were singing "Happy Birthday to Romania," although they were a bit early. It's not until midnight. Okay, just waiting on a couple of teams now, so smash that submit button. What's everyone doing for Christmas? We just had Thanksgiving. That was nice. I kind of just gonna wait for the stream to come back. Can you hear me? Some severe maintenance on this laptop. One thing from doing Thanksgiving the last couple of years, since we've stopped eating meat at home, I will say, and this applies to Christmas for any non-meat eating British people. Oh, flying to Scotland, lovely. Is that allowed? But any of you who don't eat meat, you're doing your favorite nut roast recipe. You want to make it feel a bit more special occasionally, and you're thinking, should I do a nut roast Wellington? Well, I did that last year for the holidays for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's nice and good, and it does look very special occasionally and fancy. But don't bother, just do nut loaf on croûte. You don't need to wrap it in anything. We did the whole thing nut loaf wrapped in the layers of like spinach and roasted peppers and stuff. But no, you don't need to do that. It's pointless with a nut loaf, right? You do that with a beef Wellington because it's a solid piece of beef and you can't get anything inside it. But just do the nut loaf and pastry. You don't need to worry about all the layers on the outside. They add nothing. So we just did nut loaf on croûte this year, and it was lovely. Well, Christmas in Cornwall. Back down to Cornwall, Joe. That's lovely. All right, on to the next. Oh, wait, on to the scores. Oh, no, on to the answers. I think everyone's in. So first off, that is a face app Betty White. There's the original picture. On Betty White. All right, then we have Cardi B. That's the original picture there. That was Cardi B. There you go. You can see the change. Next up, we had Tyson Fury. Just how he would look with hair. After that, we've got Zendaya from the Spider-Man movies and probably other stuff, I'm sure. And finally, the easiest one. I mean, not a lot you can do to change that face. It's Steve Buscemi. Very recognizable. I'm sure. I don't think there's a face app filter that could make it possible to not recognize Steve Buscemi. And let's see how the scores are after that round. All right, so let's order those by score. 26 points. Yummy Desserts, 2 points back on 24. Back in a tracksuit, another 2 points back on 22. I think maybe just ducking that tiebreak. Cormac Enterprises on 16, Walrus and the Carpenter on 14. So still pretty much a 3-horse race, but Monaco making themselves the favorites as we head into the home stretch. Last 2 rounds, and we've got yet another picture round for you. Very picture round heavy this week. It's off the top of your head. So we're going to show you 5 different traditional types of hat, and you have to match them up with the 5 different countries of origin. Nice, simple concept for this one. So 5 hats, 5 countries, match them up. So let's see the first hat. It's fluffy, it's famous. I'm sure you've all got ideas about where it might come from. 1 hat per country, that's right. Let's see the next one. Big old hat, very, very big hat. Some nice designs there, black and white. Who wouldn't like that hat? Next up. That's a nice hat. I like that hat. I'd wear it. Where's it from? I like that design. I don't think the design's particularly the main thing to focus on. I think it's more the shape. All right, next one. There's another hat, a well-known hat. You might know it. Oh, upstairs getting louder. And I think we've got one more hat for you to look at. These hats. One final hat. Look at that hat. Guess where that hat is from? All right, so get your hat guesses in, guys. With these matching rounds, start with the ones you know. That way, by process of elimination, you can start to work out the other ones. I mean, some of these hats obviously maybe come from a region, and we've just chosen a representative country within that region. Yeah, I'd read a hat newsletter. There's a lot of hats. What is it about like cultural dress and hats? Like some countries have a cultural shoe, for instance, but not as many as have a cultural hat. I mean, it really like hat really seems to be the one. Romania's got like 3 traditional hats. And they're not even like variations of the same hat. Like, people love a cultural hat, don't they? Favorite cultural hat? I do like a Welsh hat. Like this, like a stovepipe hat, but they kind of taper inwards. I never knew until like looking up hats for this round that like the fisherman's cap, like the Lenin cap, is a Greek fisherman's cap apparently. All right, just one team left to get their answers in. Oh, should not have tabbed over. It's frozen. Yeah, just one team left, guys. So submit, and we'll be able to get to that final round, see who our winner this evening is. So obviously advantages here if you've been to any of the countries in question. Dream. Not sure how well this is showing up on camera. Does it blend into the background? Oh no, it's a bit shiny. The horns are kind of blending in the. It's like the Flintstones. Yeah, if you've traveled to any of these countries, you've got a bit of an advantage because places really love to do some hat-based kind of tourism. Here it's quite tunic-based. As much as I said that Romania's got several cultural hats, a lot of the gift shop stuff is the traditional tunics. They're a tunic country. Oh yeah, we could have used this one for when we did the Jamiroquai video. We ended up using one of those Guinness hats from St. Patrick's there. Good pun though, like Iroquois. Okay, it's soft. I like to touch it. Okay, everyone's in, so we can see where all. Let's see where each of those hats was from. So first one, coonskin cap from the USA and Canada, but USA was the answer. Then that's like a rancher's hat from Colombia. That's a cap from Nepal. I should have written down the names of all these hats. That's like from Bavaria, so Austria was the answer, but obviously they wear them in Germany and Switzerland and stuff as well. And that's from India. So well done for each of those you got right. Well done. Let's have a look at the scoreboards going into the final round. Oh boy. So Manica going in with a strong lead, 31 points, 4 points clear of Yummy Desserts. Looking like got it in the bag. It would take a big upset for Yummy Desserts to overtake them in this final round, but it can be done. We all know these general knowledge rounds can be complete carnage. Some people can score very well. Some people really strike out on them. So you never know how it's going to go. Then out of contention, there's back in a tracksuit. Will not be going to his fourth consecutive tiebreak. And then Corn Max and Wars and the Carpenter, they've been jostling for position all night. They're tied again on 19 points. So the real race here is for fourth place. Let's get into the final round. All right. So question one. What nickname refers to the average color of the universe? Is it primordial pistachio, cosmic latte, universal marmite, or space jizz? Which of those is a nickname for the average color of the universe? Okay, question 2. A mysterious monolith that was discovered last week in the Utah desert just disappeared I'm tripping over my words, and disappeared just as mysteriously yesterday. But how many sides did the monolith have? 2, 3, 4, or 5? And don't worry about if it's like shaped like a door. That's 2 sides. You don't have to count like the thin sides and the top and everything. If it's shaped like a door, that's 2 sides. If it's shaped like a Toblerone, that's 3 sides. If it's shaped like a telephone box, it's 4 sides. There's no good example for something with there aren't really anything that's a pentagonal prism. They don't really show up a lot. Pentagons aren't very useful shapes. They don't tessellate well. They're not very structurally strong. But yeah, 2, 3, 4, or 5 sides on that monolith that was, you probably saw it, the shiny monolith in the Utah desert. Okay, question 3. At which Italian football club did the recently deceased Diego Maradona spend the peak of his career? Was it Inter Milan, Juventus, Lazio, or Napoli? So, which of those teams did Diego Maradona spend most of the 80s at? All right, question 4. Today is St. Andrew's Day, a public holiday here in Romania. Many ancient Dacian New Year customs became mingled with the celebration of St. Andrew's Day. So Dacia was what was here before Romania, including the superstition that on this day wolves could talk to humans. Wolves featuring heavily in Dacian folklore. So, what was said to happen to anybody who heard a wolf speak on St. Andrew's Eve or St. Andrew's Day? Would they become a werewolf, become a vampire, be struck mute, or die? What would happen to you if you heard a wolf speak on this kind of spooky night? It's kind of like Romanian Halloween. And the final question on this round, and of the quiz. Every year, the American Farm Bureau Federation calculates the average price of a classic Thanksgiving dinner for a family of 10. So, people recently celebrated Thanksgiving. What was their estimate for this year? So, I had a look at the list, and it's pretty standard stuff. It's a turkey, sweet potatoes, some other sides. I think like to make sweet potato, the stuff to make sweet potato casserole, a pumpkin pie, like various common sides, and like coffee and drinks and stuff. So for a family of 10, so that's $29.25, $46.90, $68.99, or $103.15. So that's in US. That's this year. The price of like the cost of just the raw materials to make Thanksgiving dinner for a family of 10. So, anyone need anything repeated from that round? Might have to lose the hat. It's quite warm in here. We'll see how this Stream being a bit temperamental today. Yeah, but we'll see how this round has gone in a second. Let's just get those answers in. Heaviest municipal building in the world. Oh, right, I see. Yeah, but that's kind of okay. So, Jessica, I just saw that in the chat now. What about the heaviest municipal building in the world? I think for an example of a pentagonal prison. But yeah, the Pentagon's kind of squat, you know. It's big, like its height to width is not monolith like. Yeah. Yeah. Everything's. I think part of it's just my shitty laptop, but I'll get that all fixed hopefully before next week. All right, just one team left to go. Some of these nicknames that Jessica gives me are not very flattering. All right, guys. Just one team. So, oh no, everyone's in. So we'll go through the answers quickly. So first of all, the average color of the universe. I can just sense this stream messing up, even though I'm not on the tab. So, although scientists originally calculated the average color of the universe to be a kind of light mint, greeny, turquoisey color, kind of like my shirt, they'd messed up their math. Apparently, they corrected some errors, and they found it was more of a very light beige. And they ended up picking the name Cosmic Latte. It's the color of a very, 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 very milky latte. Following that, the monolith in the Utah desert was Toblerone shaped, so 3 sides. We recently got a knockoff, just like yesterday, a knockoff showed up here in Romania. I mean, obviously the original, whoever made it had as much time as they wanted to make it. This one was thrown together in a couple of weeks and it looks like it. It looks like shit. Then Maradona spent most of the 80s at Napoli. He was actually made an honorary citizen of the city. If you hear a wolf speak on St. Andrew's Day, you will soon die. You know, kind of the boring answer, but that was the answer. Although so much werewolf and vampire stuff, like originating in all that Dacian folklore. St. Andrew's Eve was like the start of a vampire season, like running through to like St. George's Eve in April, like basically the winter and like early spring. You know, short days, long nights. That was when you got the most vampiric activity. And finally, the AFBF estimated the cost of a Thanksgiving meal for 10 people at $46.90 this year. So let's take a look at the final scores. They're updating now. Okie dokie. So, Yummy Desserts on 30 could not catch up to Manica on 33. Congratulations, guys. Closed the gap a little bit, but not all the way. Then back in a tracksuit 28, Cornmax Enterprises and Walrus and the Carpenter tied on 21 points. I guess no. I mean, there's no tiebreaker for fourth place, so you guys can share that. Congratulations to Manica. Well done. I think this is your second win, our first two-time winner. Are we going to do World Cup rules? I don't know. You get to emblazon like stars on your shirts now, guys. Well done. Close fought up until the end, but a well-earned win. Just good performances in every round. And thanks for coming, guys. The noises from upstairs and vibrations getting pretty out of control. Sorry if that's affected the connections to the stream too much today. But thanks for coming, as always, guys. And we will see you. The stream cutting out again right at the end. Too bad. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for coming. And as always, just invite anyone else you think might be interested. Booking link is on our website for anyone who wants to join in. And yeah, MJ per. Thanks for playing, guys. Fun as always. And look forward to seeing you again next week. All right, happy St. Andrew's Day, happy Romanian Reunification Day for tomorrow, and we'll see you next week. Bye. Oh, Jessica says wait. But I'm not sure what for. Oh, we're doing the side by side. I see. I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look down the camera. There we go. That's the side by side comparison. They've really gotten better with beard removal. My first when I tried it the first time, when it first became popular, it looked like they had just, when you see someone who's got their face eaten off by a pit bull and then sewn back on. It's looking a lot smoother these days. All right. Well, yeah. Happy Romanian Unification Day, and see ya.